Hello, welcome to Progressive Education Society's Modern College of Pharmacy, Nigadi, Pune, in the e-lecture series of in the subject Natural Drug Technology.
Dr. Bhushan Pimple. In this video, we will discuss about the various skin cosmetics. In the earlier video, we have seen about the various herbs used for formulation of cosmetics. Cosmetics are classified as per various bases, but here, depending upon the part of the body, the cosmetics can be broadly categorized into skin cosmetics, which includes creams, powders, lipsticks, rouge, and eye mascara. And such, these are the major cosmetics which have commercial importance. Besides these cosmetics, there are certain depilatories and other products as well, or skin whitening agents and all. Another broad category of cosmetics are hair cosmetics, which involves shampoos, conditioners, dyes and colorants, oils and waxes, which are meant for application for the hair as well as beard and mustache. Gels for setting the various different hairstyles. So these are the various different types of cosmetics. Here we will first have a look at the powders. These are the most simple formulation, and the powders can are of various types like face powder, foot powder, etc. Face powders are the cosmetic products that impart velvety appearance or finish to the skin. Nowadays, you can find a range of different skin textures into the or the finishes to the with the powders like matte finish, silk finish, and all. These are widely used for not only face but body care also, and not only by women but men also. And the reasons for this are various, like hiding the skin blemishes or imparting odor and all. So these are the major applications of powder. The ideal characteristics for our prepared powder. Once you have prepared a powder, the powder should be evaluated for certain characteristics like its covering ability. Once you apply the powder on the skin, it should be easily rolled or cover. It should be easily able to cover the applied area. It should hide the skin blemishes. Sometimes the skin have certain dark spots or oily area or an area which has certain clefts or crevices, fine crevices, and these can be hidden by the powder. Very fine clefts or crevices or certain scars. It should adhere to the skin and should not blow off easily. That means the adhering ability of the powder to the skin is very important because it imparts the lasting ability to the powder or the cosmetic. It should not dissipate and in very short time, and it should avoid the repowdering. That means it should not fall off from the skin immediately because it should give the look, a prolonged look with the applied cosmetic or applied powder to that area. Certain dark circles or can also should be covered by the powder. The finish that is imparted to the skin should preferably of peach or peach-like character. Peach-like character in sense the peach fruit, like the ripe peach fruit-like character should be, or the color There should not be any shine on the face after application of the powder, because the major purpose of powder is to hide or absorb the sweat and the sebaceous secretions of the skin, because the powder generally have talc in them, and talc is a good adsorbent. The covering material that is added into the powder should cover the small skin imperfections such as pores or very fine scars and all. The generally for imparting the or improving the covering ability of the powder, these ingredients like zinc stearate, magnesium stearate, or zinc oxide are added into the powder, or these also have the covering ability, or they impart the covering ability to the powder. Adhesion material: the powder should stick to the skin for certain duration, and this can be done not only to the skin but also to the puff. Powder puff should carry the powder, should stick to the puff, and for that again zinc and magnesium stearate in a concentration of around 3 to 10% can be applied. Talc itself is as having the adhering property, plus magnesium or calcium carbonates can be used, then lithium stearate, etc. Slip and softness material. Now the slip, it is the quality of easily spreading out the powder from the area of application to the nearby or adjoining area to produce a smooth and uniform feel on the skin. Example, for slip, the material that can provide the slip and softness to the powder are again zinc and magnesium stearate and talc itself. Aluminium hydrosilicate can also act as a slip imparting agent. Sometimes the talc is a mineral and obtained from stone, so should it may contain pathogenic microbes, so needs to be heat sterilized. But heat sterilization is commonly done before addition of the fragrance. Absorbing material such as generally it is implied for the baby powders, and starches can be implied as absorbing material like rice, wheat, corn, or potato, but in very less amount, because they themselves upon subjected, if they are exposed to some humid environment, they may attract fungus, so the amount should be too less. Then bentonite or again magnesium carbonate can be used as an absorbing agent. Now this is the peach-like finish material which is imparted by rice starch or silica. Another kind of material is frosted look material. Frosted look, in sense, it gives a shiny appearance to the skin. Very similar to, it imparts some amount of luster to the skin applied area. This is called as frosted look, and this can be enriched by involving guanine or bismuth oxychloride or mica or aluminium bronze. Even certain coloring material can be used to impart the frosted look. So you can make out the difference between frosted look as well as peach like finish. There are various kinds of face powders, and like light type. Light face powders are usually suitable for dry skin that secrete less amount of oil or sweat. They contain huge amount of starch compared to other ingredients. And the other ingredients can be zinc stearate, then zinc oxide, calcium carbonate, talc, magnesium carbonate, and color of perfume. Then medium type of powders, they have suitable or they are suitable for normal or moderately oily skin, and they have high covering power as compared to the light type, and contain less amount of talc, and is the amount of talc is balanced by addition of zinc oxide. Other ingredients in this medium type of powders are talc, kaolin, calcium carbonate, zinc oxide, zinc stearate, magnesium carbonate, color and perfume. One more type is heavy type. In this heavy type, it is generally suitable for more oily skin or more skin if it is secreting more amount of sweat. It has very less amount of talc compared to the earlier two types, and it is replaced, the talc quantity is replaced by zinc oxide, because zinc oxide itself is a good absorbing agent. Other ingredients are again magnesium stearate, kaolin, zinc oxide, calcium carbonate, talc, color and perfume. So you can notice the type of the powder varies with the change in the talc concentration. Heavier the talc concentration, lighter is the type of the powder. Now about the formulation. The general method of formulation is just by mixing the powder. The powder and the other ingredients are mixed. The mixing can be done at a lab level with the mortar, or you can use a silk sieve and allow the powder to pass through the silk sieve for 5 to 10 times so that even or uniform mixing can happen. Whereas at an R&D lab or even at an industrial level, you can find various different cone blenders or mills. The simple formula for powder, the very common formula is kaolin in 8% by weight, light calcium carbonate 15% by weight, zinc oxide, zinc stearate, and magnesium carbonate 5% by weight each. Then talc 60% and perfume quantity sufficient. So this is the usual formula for preparation of these powders. Usually all the ingredients are added, and after complete mixing they are taken out and checked for uniformity of odor or the covering ability and all. This is a simple dry mixing powder. There are another kind of powder. They are called as pressed powder, also known as compacts. Nowadays, you can find a single compact containing multiple color in order to provide different shades to the skin. The method for formulation of compressed powders or pressed powders are again two, similar to tablet compression. One is called as damp compression, wherein talc Italian, that is talc simple, zinc oxide, zinc stearate, rice starch, magnesium carbonate, kaolin is employed, and it is pressed with some amount of humidity into it. Whereas another compacts are called as dry process. Now here the concentration of kaolin varies. Kaolin it is increased by 8%, that is it has reached up to 20% by weight. Then zinc oxide is 15%. Precipitated chalk is one of the ingredient that acts as a binding agent, and sometimes soap can also be implied as a binding agent. Next are creams. Creams are semi-solid, viscous, and mostly W by O type of emulsions which are specifically intended to be applied on intact skin by gentle rubbing. There are various different types of creams like cold creams, vanishing cream, moisturizer cream, anti-acne cream, sunscreen cream, or anti-wrinkle or anti-aging cream. So these are the few of the creams which have a good commercial importance. Cold creams basically are the usually applied to provide a cooling effect, and they do so by slow evaporation of the water present in the cream, by taking out the here by utilizing the heat of the skin, or the body heat. They evaporate the water, providing a cooling effect. Moisturizes the skin because of the presence of moisture, or water and oil. They also form a thin film over the skin and protect the skin from drying. They can also be used as a cleansing agent because sebum is oily material and dirt gets accumulated into this. Now, to take out the sebum, as far as because the sebum oil is soluble in oil, so like dissolves like. So similarly, if you use cream which has the oil in it, it allows the sebum to take off easily from the skin. So can be used as a cleansing agent. Formulation of the cold creams is simple. Here we need to take at a lab level. Usually we use beeswax 22%, mineral or any other vegetable oil. Mineral oil in sense paraffin oil or silicone oil, and vegetable oil usually used are sesame oil or coconut oil. But make sure these are fresh, or they should not be a peroxidized oil. Distilled water in the concentration of 26%. Borax, which is an emulsifying agent here, is 0.8, and then perfume 0.4%. Procedure is simple. The oily materials are to be heated up to 70 or 80 degrees Celsius. Similarly, the water or aqueous phase, that is water and borax, are to be heated separately again at 70 degrees Celsius. Now, while these two liquids are separately heated and simultaneously heated, when their temperature, when it is around 70 or 80 degree, you need to mix the two components. Generally, oil is added into the water phase with rapid mixing or just vigorous stirring, or mixing generally is carried out in a mortar or pestle at a lab level, and the components are mixed vigorously and continuously until the temperature drops off to 40 degrees Celsius. At this point of time, fragrance can be added and further mixed. So this gives rise to a uniform, generally white colored cream. Another kind of cream is vanishing cream. Vanishing cream, the name, it is because of the fact that they disappear when they are rubbed or spread on the skin. The formula for vanishing cream is again stearic acid 200 gram and oleic acid 40 gram, then potassium hydroxide 10 gram and water 800 ml. This is a very simple formula and lab level formula. Usually industries do not use this kind of formula. They have multiple ingredients into them, and they have A, B, C, D, E phases, and they first prepare A phase, then B phase, C phase, and likewise they add it to the formula so that its durability or shelf life is increased. But as far as lab level or at bee farm level, we use this kind of formula, and these kind of creams, they retain their stability very uniformly, minimum up to 1 month. The fatty acids are melted. Hot solution of potassium hydroxide. Solution means this potassium hydroxide is to be dissolved in water and heated, and these two solutions are mixed briskly, and when they are heated, the heat is maintained. Agitation is again continued until the mixture cools and a creamy product is formed. At this stage, perfume can be added. Make sure that when you are adding perfume, the temperature should not exceed 40 or 45 degrees Celsius, because at that time during formulation, you will be able to sense the odor or perfume, and you will feel it is more. But actually at 45, when the cream will come down to room temperature 30 or 35 degree, by that time it will would have uh, thrown out most of the perfume. So make sure the temperature is around 40 degrees Celsius when you are adding perfume.